Thank you. It's an honor for me to be here with my family. I want to thank you for allowing me an opportunity to serve as your Secretary of State. My mission in this office is to help make the roads of Illinois the safest ever. And I'm going to spend a moment or two explaining to you what my duties are and what we've been able to accomplish. I'd like to thank Carmen Estacio. You know, she and I worked together when I was in the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office, and now she's here as my liaison. And then we have Sam Ma, who is the president of this wonderful council. Thank you very much, Sam, for your leadership. And then Chitamar Saroon. She too, at one time, was the president, and she did an outstanding job. And thank you very much, Chitamar. And Jin Lee, my Korean brother, Anateo. He too was the president of this wonderful organization. And then, of course, I'd like to recognize Dr. Chrysostomos. As they would say in my neighborhood, you're the man. Jackie Connolly is a dear friend of mine. I've been to her facility on a number of occasions, and she too has a commitment to helping her community to be run in a manner in which all of us can be proud. And then Khan, the way you sang the national anthem, I think you're ready for Wrigley Field, United Center, or Soldier Field. You did a great job. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to maybe start by giving you a little history. I was born in Alton, Illinois, which is about right across the river from St. Louis. And when I was 7 years of age, we moved to Chicago. And we moved to the area where Cabrini Green is located. It was an Italian neighborhood at the time. And I learned to capisci Italiano, learned to speak a little Italian while I was there. And then I went on to the Shell Elementary School, and then from there to Waller High School, which is now Lincoln Park Academy, where I played a lot of basketball and baseball. And scored 68 points in a high school game, and that's some kind of a record for the school. And then went on to Alabama State College in Montgomery, Alabama, where I played baseball and basketball, and Dr. King was my minister when I was there. And then from college, I came back to Chicago, tried out for the Chicago Cubs. There were 500 of us that went over to Wrigley Field to try out to become a part of the Chicago Cubs organization. And only 5 were selected, and I was one of the 5. And I was scheduled to go to spring training in March of 1957. I was drafted into the Army 4 days before going to spring training. So instead of going to spring training, I'm going to basic training at Fort Lindenwood, Missouri. And while I was there, I decided I want to learn how to jump out of airplanes. So I was transferred to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, did my 35 jumps, came back to Chicago, put my uniform in the closet, got my ball, bat, and glove, and flew off to Mesa, Arizona to play with the Cubs. For the next 8 years during the off season, I taught school during the day, worked for the Park District at night, and was asked to put on a gym show. From the one gym show in December 1959 came the Jesse White tumbling team. We are 55 years old as we speak, and I've had over 15,500 young people to come through the program within that period of time. At last count, to my knowledge, only 117 have gotten themselves into trouble with the law. It's been an effort to combat juvenile delinquency. No drinking, smoking, swearing, dropping out of school, or disliking anyone because of race, creed, or color is tolerated. And then, of course, if you put a police officer beside me and ask the kid, would you rather deal with the police officer or Mr. White? They'll say, give me that police officer. They don't want to deal with me. So I believe in tough love. And then I was elected to the office of Cook County Recorder of Deeds. It's the second largest Recorder of Deeds office in the nation, where I am the repository for real estate. So I know who purchased the property, how much they paid for it, how much do you have to pay in terms of taxes, liens, the whole 9 yards. Then I was asked to run for the office of Secretary of State, and I ran against the wishes of my party. My party said they didn't want me to run because all of the people who were running for the constitutional offices at that time were from Cook County. So they wanted someone from Southern Illinois or Central Illinois to run for this position. As it turned out, I decided to put my head into the ring or into the ringer. And as it turned out, we became successful. We won by 110,000 votes in the Democratic primary, and then 450,000 votes in the general election against a Republican. And then when I came to the office, all of the employees were required to purchase $1,000 worth of fundraising tickets 2 times a year. And I thought that was ugly. And so when I came to the office, I said, no, you will not have to buy fundraising tickets, sell fundraising tickets, or do political work. Because I believe if you're doing a good enough job in the office of the Secretary of State, there are enough people of goodwill out there who will help me to be where I need to be and where I want to be financially. And then, of course, they used to sell driver's licenses and stickers and state IDs, and so we put a stop to that because I brought in a fellow by the name of Jim Burns. Jim Burns is a former U.S. attorney from the Northern District of Illinois, and we've been able to stop some of the corrupt activities that used to take place on a regular basis within that office. The Secretary of State's office is the largest of its kind in the United States. We are so up to date and so sophisticated that other states contact us on a regular basis to ask us how we were able to put forth the various programs. I'm going to talk with you about some of those in a moment. I'm the head librarian for the state of Illinois. I have 5,000 libraries that come under my jurisdiction, and we distribute about $77 million a year in support of those wonderful institutions of learning. I also have another $50 million that we distribute to the libraries. So if by chance you want to make your library handicap accessible, or you want to add on to it like an extension to it, or you want to build a center for kids, the children, or if you want to get the boiler fixed, get the roof put on, if you come up with half of the money, we will give you the other half. And so I'm going to spend the month of January going around to the various libraries, giving them their fair share of the money so they can speed forward with the repairs that they need for that particular institution. And then the literacy program, I distribute $6.6 million a year to 215 agencies. Their mission is to help individuals who come to our great state to learn English as a second language, obtain their GED, and to become better educated and better informed. And then if you have, I'm also in charge of the court of claims. If by chance you happen to become a victim of crime, you can fill out the form, and then you will turn it over to my office, and then I will pass it on to the Attorney General's office for an investigation. And we can get you up to about $26,000 for that particular incident. For example, if you get robbed, or if your house gets broken into, or you are walking down the street and you get accosted by someone, you have to go to the hospital. For those reasons and more, you can contact my office and we can get you up to about $26,000. Now, I bury a lot of people on a daily basis. Matter of fact, I bury close to about 15 people each week because they have become a victim of crime. But now, if by chance you are having a confrontation with someone and you happen to get killed, but if you're not the perpetrator, you're not the one who started it, then you qualify. But if you are a gangbanger, drug dealer, and you get shot and killed, and you get killed, or you have to go to the hospital, we cannot help you in that regard. But if you are just an innocent victim and you're a good citizen, we'll take care of all that is required. And then, of course, the license plates are made in a town called Decatur, Illinois, by disabled people. They're no longer made in prisons, okay? They're made by disabled people who are highly skilled in Decatur, Illinois. And then the sticker that you put on your car is made in a town called Freeburg, Illinois, by disabled people. Now, if you go out to your car and you look at the sticker, the number on the sticker and the number on the license plate, they match. And I did that because there were times when individuals would take your sticker of your car and put it on their car. It's not advantageous for them to do that anymore. So when the law enforcement officer pulls them over and he looks at the sticker and the license plate, they don't match, they're in trouble. Now, if you ever see a driver's license or a sticker, driver's license or a state ID and it's vertical like this, who knows what that means? Under what? Under 21. Now, you go into the bar and you say, I want to gain admission. Well, let me see your license. If it's vertical, they won't let you in. You want to buy tobacco or alcohol? Cannot do it because the shape says right away that you're under 21.